This is Standing Watch. And now, Evangelist Norbert Link.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to our Standing Watch program. Beware of sensational announcements, of false hopes, of misrepresentations, of empty promises. What I'm going to talk to you about today is a prime example, especially when you hear and read what the press is telling you. The Associated Press, for example, wrote on April 26, the European Union is finalizing plans to allow tourists from the United States to travel to the 27-nation bloc this summer. Well, if you stop here, you get a completely, totally wrong impression. The article even goes on to say, on Sunday, the New York Times published an interview with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, reporting that fully vaccinated Americans would be able to visit EU countries this summer, since all coronavirus vaccines currently used in the United States have also been approved by the EU's drug regulator. But the report did not mention whether she was asked about whether Americans could provide a negative PCR test or evidence of recovering from COVID-19. Now, these are extremely important exceptions, if you please. It goes on to say, the European Union is putting the finishing touches to a system of certificates that would allow EU residents to travel freely across the region by the summer as long as they have been vaccinated, tested negative for COVID-19, or recovered from the disease. Under the plan discussed with their US counterparts, American tourists could be included in the program. But, another but, EU members and member states will have the final say on whether to implement the guidelines. It's only guidelines. Asked whether negotiations with the United Kingdom were ongoing, European Commission spokesman Christian Wiegand said, no contact to this end has been made. Now, NPR added some more light on what we are talking about. They wrote on April 26, it is not yet clear when the EU will open up. Von der Leyen did not provide a specific timeline, and individual EU member states are permitted to enforce stricter rules than the bloc as a whole. It is also unclear how countries will determine if travelers have been fully vaccinated, but nations and air carriers in Europe have been discussing the use of vaccine passports or vaccine certificates for months. Even as the EU is sending positive signals to American travelers, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention is warning them not to travel to much of Europe, at least not yet. The CDC website warns Americans not to go to Greece, to Italy, to Spain, or even the United Kingdom. German Chancellor Angela Merkel was asked now, in light of Ursula von der Leyen's comments, how to look at the whole situation, and she just said, it's too early to tell. Now, Bloomberg added another very important condition, quote-unquote, for US travel to Europe. They wrote on April 26. The United States was on track and making huge progress with its campaign to reach so-called herd immunity, or the vaccination of 70% of adults by mid-June, New York Times said, citing Ursula von der Leyen. In other words, at least 70% of Americans, adult Americans, need to be vaccinated to get this program going. Now, talk is cheap. Let's see what actions will follow, if any. that at least 70% of American adults will be vaccinated by mid-June is highly doubtful, in light of the strong opposition of many Americans to coronavirus vaccinations. By now, only 43% have received a first shot, and less than 30% have been fully vaccinated by receiving the second shot. And I want to add, that may not even be enough for full vaccination, because one vaccine at least needs to be apparently administered 3 times, and then after that every year. So where is full vaccination in that regard? Let me also point out that the German magazine Focus wrote on April 27 that millions of Americans are refusing to take the second shot, and that they are thereby jeopardizing the vaccination success in the world. So, the blame game has begun or is continuing. Now, what can we learn from this example? Many things. Don't rely on governmental promises, whether they come from Europe, from America, from whatever country. Now, I'm not telling you what you should do or not do in regards to vaccination. It must be your personal decision based on your personal circumstances and situation. Your situation might be different from the situation of your neighbor next door. But don't make a decision based on hasty speculation and sensational news reports. Do your own research. Do your own investigation. What about the vaccine? Is it safe? Does it have side effects? What about your situation? Is your immune system compromised? What is your age? Some tell you, oh, when you are of a certain age, you should get vaccinated. Others tell you, no, you should not. It used to be that people were warned against vaccination if they have reached a certain age, or if they have a compromised immune system, or if there are negative effects or responses to allergies. And now, of course, you don't hear that anymore. Now, of course, the push is, oh, you need to get vaccinated no matter what. You see, these are things you need to consider. Don't base your decision on unfounded political propaganda, and I don't care from what side it's coming. You know, we talked about short lockdowns. Then the short lockdowns got a little bit longer. Now it's permanent lockdowns. It's actually curfew. And this is supposed to help you. And other scientists tell you, no, just the opposite is true. The more you go outside, the better it is for you and for your health. What are those promises which governmental officials are telling you? What reliability is attached to it? Now we are being told that little children, I'm talking about little children, should wear masks when they are outside. Now others have called that child abuse. Tucker Carlson recently called it child abuse. Child abuse. You can think of the reaction. A Superior Court judge in Germany came to the same conclusion in a 175-plus decision. Of course, he is getting persecuted and maligned all over the place now for saying that. So again, do your own research. Now we are being told that even though you are fully vaccinated, whatever that means, you still should wear masks forever. Now, forever is a long, long time. It got to be the right decision for you. Don't let anybody tell you what you need to do. Look at your own situation. Do your own investigation. Do your own research. And then make the decision which is right for you. That would be my advice. And don't rely on sensational news casts and news publications, because you don't know, do you, how true and how accurate they really are. Thank you very much for listening, and this is Norbert Link for the Standing Watch program.
Standing Watch is a presentation by the Church of the Eternal God, P.O. Box 270519, San Diego, California 92198. More information is also available at our website, eternalgod.org.